Hello and welcome to Heron's Reach, which is just about a mile away from the Cottonley development. This is a new development that's been built on green belt, and I say it's called Heron's Reach. And there's the green belt over there, and you can see the green belt does a very good job of soaking up the rainwater. There's look down the bottom there, you can see the stream starting to swell a little bit. But rather than be called Heron's Reach, perhaps it should be called Out of Reach, because all the flood tanks and pumps that they're putting can't cope, and you can hear the pumps in the background, but they can't possibly cope with all the rainwater coming down, because this is what happens when you build on greenbelt land. You build new houses, it causes lots of mudslides and great big pools of water. Come over to the greenbelt land and you can see that the greenbelt land hasn't flooded, but where they've dug up, it has flooded. Here we are at the Heron Reach development. You can see the road is closed and vehicles are getting diverted, and the reason that they're getting closed is that the development is causing water to flood down. This flood has happened, let's say, because of this new development at Heron's Reach, and all the flood tanks cannot cope with the water. Look, it's just all flooding down the street. This is what happens when you build on greenbelt land. I'm in Allerton Lane at the moment. You can see the water is pouring down from the development and causing flooding at the bottom of the lane. I've lived in the area all my life and I've never known this road being closed for flooding before. But as soon as the development's built, the first time that we've had rain, it's caused it to flood. This is because these holding tanks and pump systems just do not work in this area. They've failed time and time again. Look at the flooding down here. This is what's going to happen in Cottonley, because this is exactly the same hill, it's just the other side. It's exactly the same geology and it's exactly the same amount of waterfall that we're going to have. The developers installed this pump equipment at the bottom of Heron's Reach development, but as you can see, it's failed dismally. It cannot possibly cope with that volume of water. There's your holding tanks, there's your pump machines, and you see it just cannot cope. There's just far too much water. There's so much water that it's blocked the road at the bottom. At the bottom of Allerton Lane, you can see the bridge is flooded, the road is closed. Notice that it's not the stream that has caused this road to close, it is the new development that's caused it. All the water has burst onto the street, run down the street, and it's caused the road to flood. This is the other side of the valley, also greenbelt. You notice that there's no water running off that side of the hill. There's none at all running down that side of the hill, but there's water running down this side of the hill. That's because on this side of the hill we've had a new development built on greenbelt land. On this side of the hill, the greenbelt is doing what it's always done. It stops water running down the hill. The grass slows it down and soaks into the hillside. But if you remove the grass and the greenbelt and you build houses on it, then you get water running down the hillside and causing flooding and roadblocks like this. And unfortunately in Cottonley, rather than having a road and a bridge at the bottom of the hill, you've got our homes, and it'll flood our homes, and we don't want our homes to be flooded. Thank you very much. Don't try this at home. I'm wearing a life jacket and a safety helmet. It's not safe to be down here. and I don't really want to stay here any longer than I need to. Thought just come, take a few photographs and hope that this video footage stops the development in Cottonley going ahead, because clearly this hill and the waterfall and the geology that we get here, any tanks or pump systems just cannot cope, I say, with the amount of water that we get here, and it will result in flooding of our homes and streets being closed, like here in Heron's Reach, which is just about a mile away up the hill up there.